Hey, what's going on YouTube? It's Jamar from Vegas Scents. Welcome back to the channel. So in this video, I'm going over 5 fragrances that I feel like are really great introductions into the house of fragrance world. So if you're brand new to the channel, go ahead and leave a like, also a comment, and please subscribe to the channel. So just to get straight into this video, like I said, I have 5 fragrances that, in my opinion, these would definitely be fragrances that I would, definitely recommend to anybody that hasn't smelled any sort of fragrance world fragrances or clones, you could say, 'cause that's pretty much what they do. So these, in my opinion, are definitely fragrances that either come, extremely close to the original in both, actual smell and performance, or they even exceed the performance, or they have like a slight edge, but at the same time, they do sort of give you a experience that, in my opinion, it doesn't leave anything to be desired when it comes to comparing it and the original fragrance. All right. So just to get straight into this, man, at number 5, we have Glorious Oud, and that's by F.A. Paris Fragrance World. So this is one of the Initio clones. This is the clone of Initio's Oud for Greatness. And, again, as I've stated in multiple different videos, I do believe that, this is definitely the closer clone, in my opinion, to Initio's Oud for Greatness. Definitely closer, in my opinion, than Oud for Glory. So this is actually an extrait de parfum concentration. The Oud for Glory is actually an eau de parfum, and to my nose, man, this one is definitely, it comes off as being stronger, denser. It's definitely spicier, in my opinion, and it's just, in my opinion, it's closer to the original scent DNA, than Oud for Glory. Also, I get much better performance out of Glorious Oud. Get, at least 8 to 10 plus hours with Glorious Oud. With Oud for Glory, I really can't detect that one after about 5 hours or so. All right. And I don't think that I'm going nose blind to it, because I can literally get right up on it and really try to, dig hard for it, and I just can't smell it. So again, at number 5, that's Glorious Oud by F.A. Paris Fragrance World. All right, so at number four, this is by just Fragrance World, and this is their interpretation of Guerlain Spiritueuse Double Vanille, and this is Vanilla So Sweet. So Vanilla So Sweet, I do have a sample of this actually coming in tomorrow. So I have a comparison video up soon of this and the original. But in my opinion, I think regardless of, how close or far apart this one is to the original, just as a standalone fragrance on itself, I really enjoy this particular fragrance, Vanilla So Sweet. It definitely, it doesn't open up exactly like how I probably thought that this fragrance would, because, to my understanding, like, this was one of the vanilla fragrances that most people, they always would recommend, if you are like a vanilla scent lover. And so when I smelled this one, I was definitely expecting this to be a lot more sweet and possibly even a little bit more denser than what it was. And, pretty much what you get with this when you first spray it on is you just get like a blast of like pepper and incense, and I believe bergamot. So it definitely, it opens up different than, like I said, I thought it would. But as it starts to dry down, you do start to get that, vanilla start to come out. And, again, this is, in my opinion, it's one of the more sexier type of vanilla scents that you can wear. And I can't wait for it to cool down out here, so I can definitely get more wears out of this particular fragrance. Right now, this isn't really an option for me to wear. It's like 120 degrees today. So, Definitely not in the season for this one right now, but I do plan on wearing this a lot, probably come October or so. So again, that is Vanilla So Sweet by Fragrance World. So the next fragrance up, this is a clone of Roja's Elysium. So I made a couple of videos a while back, and I was under the understanding that this was a clone of the Parfum version, Parfum Pour Homme version of Roja Elysium. I'm wrong on that, so I do apologize. This is actually a clone of the Parfum Cologne, and this is Fragrance World's, or F.A. Paris Fragrance World's Divin Asylum. All right. So Divin Asylum, even though it looks, just like the Roja Parfum bottles, this is actually another clone, actually, of the Parfum Cologne. So there's the Fragrance World Imperium, and then you have this one, Divin Asylum. So I mean, I've smelled this side by side, with the, the original Roja Elysium Parfum Pour Homme. And I mean, as I've, started to, kind of smell these side by side more and more, I mean, I do pick up on some differences. I definitely, like I mentioned before, this is a little bit more muskier than, what the original Roja Elysium Parfum Pour Homme is, and it's not as spicy. So, I guess those are like the main differences between the Parfum Cologne and the Parfum Pour Homme. I used to own an actual bottle of the Parfum Cologne, and from what I could remember, the opening was just a little bit more sort of sparkly and fizzy than, what I get from this. I kind of feel like this more so sort of resembles the Parfum Pour Homme's opening. And also in terms of the way that it comes off of my skin, it's not as loud as what the Parfum, Cologne is, at least on my skin. It's more like the Parfum Pour Homme. But regardless, this is still a very, very good clone. If you like that Elysium DNA, this is definitely, one of the ones that I would suggest. I would either suggest this one, or, I would definitely suggest Zion as well by Alexandria Fragrances, so long as that fragrance is, actually macerated and matured. I still have a bottle of Zion that I bought, a few months ago, and you spray that thing on and it probably lasts about 2 or 3 hours max and doesn't really project at all. So that's the way that particular fragrance is acting at this point. I guess it hasn't macerated yet. I'll definitely probably get back to that particular fragrance probably next summer and sort of see how that particular fragrance stacks up with the Divin Asylum. But at least for right now, if you love that Elysium DNA, then I think that Divin Asylum by F.A. Paris Fragrance World is probably your best choice at this moment. All right. So again, this is F.A. Paris Fragrance World's Divin Asylum. All right, so at number 2, the next fragrance up, this is another Fragrance World fragrance, and this is definitely one of the more newer ones that I picked up here. This is a nice freshie, and this is cloning Mason Francis Kurkdjian's Aqua Celestia, and this is Bearcat Aqua Stellar. All right, so Bearcat Aqua Stellar, like I said, this is a clone of Aqua Celestia, and this Bearcat Aqua Stellar, and I mean, you could say just the overall Aqua Celestia scent and DNA in general, it's a more sort of feminine leaning type of scent DNA. All right, I've worn this before, and I've had people compliment me on it, but they've said like, yeah, at the same time though, that still smells like a woman's perfume. So I think, if you're a guy rocking this, you do kind of have to rock this with confidence and be comfortable with yourself. But either way, This is, in my opinion, this is like one of the best sort of freshies out there. This is lime, it's mint, it's black currant. It has mimosa in it, and then pretty much it dries down to kind of like this sort of fruity, sort of musky, floral type of scent in the dry down. And I mean, this stuff on a really, really hot day, this stuff projects really nicely. It leaves a really good sillage. And it also, I mean, it lasts pretty long as well. I mean, I get at least about 7 to 8 hours or so out of this fragrance. So, I mean, again, for a freshie, this one definitely performs really great. Like I said, if you're a man wearing this fragrance, this is definitely one that you'll kind of have to be, sort of comfortable within yourself to wear it, because it will definitely come across, feminine leaning. But in my opinion, I mean, I still love this fragrance anyway. So again, this one is Bearcat Aqua Stellar. All right, so the last fragrance, this is the newest one that I just picked up. And this particular fragrance is a clone of Bath and Body Works Mahogany Woods. And this is Fragrance World's Hardwood. All right, so obviously, man, the name on this one is trash. It's trash, man. It's a trash name, but either way, this is definitely a really good smelling fragrance. This is super masculine. It's kind of like a sort of sweet, ambery, woody type of fragrance. That's the best way for me to kind of explain this. It has a little bit of spice to it as well. I haven't smelled the original, and I mean, unless I can find, a sample of the original Mahogany Woods for like a reasonable price, I probably won't be doing any sort of comparison video to this. Possibly if I can find somebody who has a bottle of Mahogany Woods and, they'll allow me to kind of, do a side-by-side comparison. That's the only way that I'll ever probably do a comparison video on those two. But either way, just on its own, man, this Hardwood by Fragrance World, this is definitely one that I would recommend that you pick up. I did see another video from 6 Sense on YouTube. I think he's a guy out of Toronto, and he did do a side-by-side comparison with a bottle of Mahogany Woods that he had, and he definitely said that Fragrance World, they absolutely got this one right. He said it was pretty much like 99% Mahogany Woods, and with even better performance. So I mean, if what he's saying is correct, then definitely this is one to pick up for sure. I was able to pick this one up on fragrancebuy.ca for like, I want to say probably $27 or something like that before shipping. So a really good price on this one. And I'm not 100% sure about the size of this bottle. I want to say that this is 100 mLs, just like the original bottle. So, if it's not, I apologize, but yeah, I do believe this is a 100 ml bottle. So, I mean, 100 ml for $30 or so plus shipping. I think you can't beat that for this particular scent. And this is definitely a really nice fragrance to wear in like the winter and fall for sure. All right. So again, that's Hardwood by Fragrance World. So let me know what you thought about the list. Definitely, have you all smelled any of these 5 fragrances from Fragrance World? And also, if you have any sort of fragrances from Fragrance World that weren't in this video, let me know what you think your most recommended fragrances are from Fragrance World. All right. So again, if you find the information in this video helpful, go ahead and leave a like and a comment. Also, if you're new to the channel, go ahead and subscribe. Also, share the video. And once again, that's Jamar back from Vegas Sense. I'll see y'all in the next video.